We are back for another episode of Casual Conversations with the Classic. We just had Trish Stratus on the show. We had Stone Cold Steve Austin. We had Matt Cardona, the Indie God. We had Bret the Hitman Hart. And now returning to the show, none other than Joe Alonzo. What a crazy list of names.
Dude, you saved me for the main event, dude. I love it. You had all those jobbers like just slowly build up, and then now you got the number one star, Joe Alonzo.
Guys, I just want to give you guys a heads up. We're not going to go in like an in-depth episode and in-depth interview like we did last time. I can't even talk. It's late because we did that already. You've been on the show before, and we talked for like an hour and 30 minutes. And
yeah, and I'm sorry
for how Joe Alonzo came.
I'm sorry for taking so long. I had to go to the gym and train, unlike some other people who don't take the sport seriously whatsoever. So that's the reason why it's now 1 a.m. And we're recording this.
Which is fine. And also, that's my excuse if I mess up on words. So you guys just got to deal with it. Joe, we got a big event coming up. You're wrestling Kerry Morton at NWA 312 in Chicago on April 7th, just in a few days. Tell me a little bit about Kerry Morton. Like, what is Kerry Morton's deal?
We're going to refer, Justin, because you're my friend. I want you to respect what I'm about to say to you. But we're gonna refer to Kerry as Ricky Morton's son from this whole interview. Ricky Morton's son.
Ricky Morton's son. I'm only going to do that because I feel like we're friends, and I should listen to you as your friend. Otherwise, I think nobody else would do this with you. But Ricky Morton's son, okay.
Ricky Morton's son.
Does it bother you that he's Ricky Morton's son? Does that?
It doesn't
feel like he's...
No, it doesn't bother me that he's a son. What bothers me is that I don't even know if I want to say bothered. It's more so just like the way that Kerry's like put on a pedestal. More so that like it's like all these second generation wrestlers, right? Like I'm not hating on him. I'm not upset. I'm not. I really don't feel any type of way. It's more so that I want the junior heavyweight championship, right? The NWA junior heavyweight championship. He has that. But everyone's looking at this match and like, oh, Kerry's the guy, Kerry's the dude, Kerry's the face of the junior heavyweight division and the future of the NWA. But Kerry, I'm sorry, you know what? I'm saying his name too much. Ricky Morton's son. That's exactly what it is. He's champion because he's Ricky Morton's son. It has nothing to do with what he's done. He hasn't grinded on the independence himself. He didn't have to go out and find a wrestling school himself. He didn't have to go out and make a name for himself. It was strictly, hey, I want to give this a try. His dad trained him. His dad gave him every booking, every match, every opportunity, got him to the NWA. Ricky Morton's son has done nothing himself to make a name for himself, and which is why he will always be Ricky Morton's son.
You think if he was to beat you that he would earn your respect in any way?
No, because there's tons of guys who have beaten me and they don't earn that. I do not respect them whatsoever. It's just like, shit happens. But no, not at all. Not at all. Absolutely not. But I mean, he's not going to be.
What does Ricky Morton's son need to do to break out of his father's shadow? Because it is true. Like Ricky Morton was a big deal in the NWA. Ricky Morton was a big deal during the Jim Crockett days. Ricky Morton is a name in professional wrestling that everybody that is any avid fan of professional wrestling will know about. There is.
Let's not put Ricky Morton over so much.
There is a lot of truth that he would get a little bit of, Ricky Morton's son would get his hand held a little bit entering this business and be handed a few opportunities that other people work really hard to get. Like I said, if people want to hear your story, they can go listen to the previous episode we did when you came on here in 2020. And we talked about your dad building you a ring and everything you went through to get here and all the trial and error and the ups and the downs. Do you feel like you find Ricky Morton's son just a little bit more annoying because you know how much you've had to do to get where you are today?
No, because, well, first off, before you were over talking me, Justin, let's not put over Ricky Morton like he's this, global phenomenon wrestling legend. Like only the smart fans know who he is. Like if you ask the average wrestling fan, like if you ask kids from high school that I went to high school with, hey, you ever hear the wrestler Ricky Morton? They're like, I have no idea who that is. So let's not even put Ricky Morton over as he's this like, he's not Bret Hart, he's not Ric Flair, he's not Hogan, he's just Ricky Morton that was in some tag team, and that's all that it was. But he just so happens to have a little bit of stroke at the NWA. But Ricky Morton's son, Kerry, he what was even your question? I'm sorry that I just had to get that out there.
I'm just saying, do you just find him, like, you've kind of already answered it in a way, but do you just find it more annoying because he's a second generation superstar and he's had his hand held a little bit and you went through so much? Like I said, if anybody wanted to hear your story, they can go back and listen to the last episode, but you went through a lot of ups and downs. Does it bother you that he's the champion, but it doesn't seem like he's really paid his dues in the way that a lot of guys have to pay their dues and coming into this business?
It does. It gets under my skin a little bit. It's more so the fact of his attitude towards it, because it's like there are a lot of second generation wrestlers, third generation. I think somebody smartened me up. I think Kerry's actually third generation in the business, but I guess Ricky's dad was a referee, but who fucking cares? No one cares. But Kerry has this attitude as to where like he thinks, like he believes the hype that people are putting in his head. People are telling Kerry that he is going to be this huge thing, that he's this huge star, but it's like, dude, the dude looks like crap. He's balding. He's out of shape. He doesn't take this seriously. Like look at this goof. Like I wish you could put a picture of him. Like he has pictures of him flexing and he just looks terrible. And it's like, delete the picture. Like, and then he'll go to the gym and then like try to like get a little bit of a pump and then maybe throw a little bit of water on himself and he'll just look a little selfie in the mirror, like just looking like a goof. But it's like, he thinks he's good. Like he genuinely thinks he's good. He thinks he's a star. He's not. And he's worked towards absolutely nothing. There's nothing that Ricky Morton's son can go out and say, hey, I did that myself. Me, Justin, like I have done everything myself. Like you met me when I was just starting to break out and try to do my thing. Like I guarantee, like, like that's like the number one thing too, is like all these people are hyping and gassing up Kerry, telling him that he's going to do all these great things. Nobody ever did that for me. I've never had anyone, like, let's be honest, Justin, when you first met me, when you looked at me, you met me, I had Tekashi 6'9" here, right? I was trying to get out there by trying to be the 6'9" guy. When you looked at me, did you look at me and think, wow, this guy's going to be a star someday? You could be honest. I don't need you to lie. Like, to be
no, I didn't. Oddly enough, I didn't. But I also didn't meet you as like wrestler Joe Alonzo. I met you as Joe Alonzo, who looked like 6'9", that I met at a convention. But I do think that you have a point there. Like, and I also think you haven't ever. You're big. You talk a lot. You're good at talking. You talk your shit. But you've also never talked shit that you couldn't back up. I'll give you that. And I think you might think someone like Kerry talks a lot of shit, but really can't back it up.
And the thing is, like he has such this cocky attitude, but it's like, and like, I'm glad that you were honest. You looked at me and you didn't think, oh, this guy's going to be a star. This is going to be this thing. Like I had to find myself. Look at the evolution of Joe Alonzo, right? You met me.
100%.
I was Tekashi 6'9". I was such and such's friend. I was extra guy on whatever company, got booted, lost myself, found out who I was, and I realized, just like you didn't believe in me when you first met me, because you were just like, oh, just this random guy. I didn't need anyone to believe me. I don't need my dad to gas me up. I don't need all these people who will kiss my dad's ass, meaning Ricky Morton's and Ricky Morton's son. Like I don't need all these people to push me and elevate me to get me to the top. I've done it myself. I figured out who I was. I had to gain everything, lose it, get it all back, plus more, for me to realize this, like to see the star quality of myself. Now I'm going to be one of the greatest of all time. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts, whether people want to admit it, they can lie to themselves, but they know the truth. It's like how many times do people try to like hold me down, and yet I'm still in front of their face. They have no choice but to look at me. But Kerry, it's just like the NWA, all like the Southern companies that book Kerry for some reason, like they all are forced, like, hey, this is Ricky Morton's son. Let's go ahead and book him and see what rope we can get off of him. It's like he's a joke. He's not a good wrestler. He's not good in the ring. He's out of shape. He can't talk on the microphone. He's literally balding, and he needs to get a transplant very soon. Like, he just looks like a dork.
Will Ricky Morton
the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship? He's the Junior Heavyweight Champion.
Will Ricky Morton be accompanying Kerry to the ring on Friday,
yes,
April 7th at NWA?
You already know it. He's gonna be holding his hand at ringside. You already know it. Come on.
I'm gonna ask you this, and you can. I don't even have to say you can be honest because you're the most honest, blunt person I know. One of the most honest, blunt people I know. I know a few of them at this point, but you're one of the ones that are. If Ricky was to get involved, do you have any? Like, would you have any resentment or any regret if you had to put your hands on Ricky Morton?
No, I don't give a shit. It's like he still wrestles. I wrestled Ricky in 2021. I don't give a shit. Absolutely. I want Ricky Morton. I don't know if you watch anything on the internet besides retweeting and trying to comment and tweet whatever's popular and kiss ass to the younger generation. If you're watching this, Ricky, give me a reason to just punch you in your face. Like, Ricky's out. He's done. But yes, if Ricky gets involved in my opportunity, in my moment, in my home city of Chicago at NWA 312, if Ricky Morton tries to protect his little baby boy, I will punch that old man in his face. No questions asked, no hesitation. Absolutely.
No hesitation. That's crazy.
No hesitation.
You're really showing your character. Let's take it back for a second. You brought up that you worked really hard, and a lot of people didn't see a lot in you when they first saw you. Maybe if it was 2-3 years ago. You've had ups and downs. You've been an extra. You've been in companies, and had a cup of coffee there. And one thing you were continuously saying on the internet, on social media and whatnot, is that at some point Joe Alonzo will be signed to a wrestling company by 2023, and now you are with the NWA. On a lighter note, what does it mean to be with the NWA for you, and what are the biggest things you want to accomplish while you're there? Because I know you got a chip on your shoulder. If there's one thing about you since day one is you've had a chip on your shoulder. So I know this might be like a loaded question, but one, what does it mean, first half, to be with the NWA for you, and then two, like what's the biggest thing you want to achieve?
What it means to me, what it meant to me was about damn time. I felt like more so like I told you so. Like I knew it was gonna happen. It just took the right company.
You were calling your shot for like an entire year. Yeah.
I said every single day, every single morning, I tweeted the same tweet. Joe Alonzo will sign a professional wrestling contract. Every single day, to where it was like, I remember I had people who think they know shit was telling me, "Oh, this is a bad look. It kind of makes you look desperate." I'm like, no, dude. I'm just putting it out in the universe that this is what's going to happen. I'm letting you guys know it's going to happen. And right before the year ended, in December, I got the contract offer. I took it. And I knew that this was the first major step to elevate me to get the career that I want. The goals that I have at the NWA is to win gold, starting with the Junior Heavyweight Championship. And that's a stepping stone. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. Tyrus, that big ass dork, it's time to put him out of his misery. Like I would love to put Tyrus. I would like to retire Tyrus and take the NWA Heavyweight Championship, not just the Junior Heavyweight. Matter of fact, I would like to hold both. I don't know if anyone's ever done that. Like I don't know my wrestling history. Yeah. I get a lot of crap from Medusa. She tells me all the time I don't know any history of the sport of professional wrestling, which she's right, because I really don't care unless it's WWE 2002 and above. I don't know anything else, but I don't know if that's ever been done. But I would like to be the first person, if not done before, to be the Junior Heavyweight and the Heavyweight Champion. That's the number one goal of mine, and I know it'll happen. And
do you feel? Go ahead.
And I'm saying, like, when I tweeted every day about Joe Alonzo will sign a professional wrestling contract, I've been saying, and I know it and I feel it, Joe Alonzo will be the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion.
So the event on Friday is taking place basically in your backyard in Illinois. Do you feel like you have the home court advantage? Do you feel like that's a positive for you, or do you feel like that's more stressful for you because it's in your hometown? Like, where do you land on that? Because you have the opportunity to win the junior heavyweight championship in like your home state. Like that doesn't happen all the time.
The stakes are a little high. I'm not gonna say it like makes me feel any type of way. It's more so just like, so you typically, I mean, I don't wrestle a whole lot in my home city, my home state, but whenever I'm wrestling anywhere else, usually the crowd's against me and I feed off of that energy. Like, yeah, I'm the person that, like, I was brought up, if you want to motivate me, you don't tell me, Joe, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. That doesn't motivate me, because then you're just like feeding me whatever I want to hear. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. No, I need people to tell me I can't do this. So I don't know how at the NWA, the 3-1-2 pay-per-view, I don't know how they're going to react when I'm out there. If they're for me, it might feel a little weird, but hopefully they're against me, because like I said, I don't need anyone to believe in me. All I need is myself. And when the crowd's against me, it puts my back up against the wall, up against the ropes, and I always deliver. So I don't know. It'll be weird. I do have family coming out. I have friends. Okay. So, like with my dad being in the crowd, that might be a little weird. But yeah. By the way, my dad, Ricky Morton's son, my dad didn't get me where I'm at. I just want to let you know that he'll be there supporting as a fan, paying for a ticket and not getting me to the NWA like your dad did.
That is true. I'm excited for you. I hope you win, actually, just as someone that has been your friend for a while now. But
I want to post. You better give me my singular post. If you can post Mariah May, you can post me. I am your friend. I want my singular post. Do you understand?
Yeah, you think this is not going to be clipped up and be singular post? I might actually post Kerry Morton, Ricky Morton's son's body when we talk about that as a picture to pop up while we're talking about it. But I wish I could be there. I'm intrigued. I'm excited for you in the NWA. I'm excited to see what you're going to do. I think this is a stepping stone for you if you win this junior heavyweight championship. And I think that you have every right to be fired up. I haven't heard Ricky Morton's son's side of his story or what his defense is, but sitting here and listening to what you're saying might be a little bad guyish of me, but I get it. Like, I would kind of be frustrated too. Now that you say that his dad's in his corner in every match and he's wrestling in all the towns his dad used to be popular in, and knowing what you've been through, I'd kind of feel like that kid doesn't probably deserve it either, but we'll see what happens.
Absolutely not. And the thing that irks me the most is that people look at this match and they see that it's Joe Alonzo versus Ricky Morton's son, and they think that I'm the underdog. That they look at like, oh, like, it's obviously Kerry's got the bag, like he's walking away with the title. No, like, why, like, who was he beat? Like,
it's because of his last name.
Because but it's like he's not his dad, and his dad wasn't that good. Like, he really wasn't. Like, his dad was overhyped. And the thing was, like I can understand, and I'm not, and I want to say this. I want to, for the record, I'm not like crapping on any second or third generation wrestlers, because I'm not dealing with Roman Reigns here. I'm not dealing with.
You're specifically talking about Ricky Morton's son.
Yeah, like, I'm not, because this isn't Roman. This isn't Cody. This isn't Dominic Mysterio. This isn't Charlotte. Like, this is.
Yeah, you're dealing with this firsthand. This is something you're seeing in front of you, so you can speak on it because it's something you're currently involved with, and you're like seeing with your own eyes, and you're like, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't equal up. He
like
looks like this. He wrestles like that.
Yeah. And the people I named, it's like, you knew it. Like, when they broke in, they're like, yo, this person's gonna be a star. Like, they had it. Kerry is a joke. Like, I can't say it enough. Like, this is, like, absolutely not. This isn't Randy Orton. This isn't Eddie Guerrero. This is Kerry Morton, Ricky Morton's son. Ricky Morton, a guy who to this day, like, this is how, like, the knowledge I don't have of professional wrestling. I don't even know the tag team that Ricky Morton was in.
The Rock and Roll Express. Listen, I'm not going to disrespect Ricky Morton. I think he's great. I'm
no, tell me what
fan.
match? What match?
He's in the Rock and Roll Express.
No. Tell me a
I'm not going to sit here and tell you about his. I'm not going to sit here and tell you about his feuds with the Midnight Express.
Because you don't know. Because you don't know.
His singles run against Ric Flair and all of that. We're not here to talk about the 80s and the 90s. We're here to talk about now and this Friday at Studio One, Illinois. April 7th, NWA 312, Joe Alonzo versus NWA Ricky Morton, son Kerry Morton. No, 312. Get it right, man.
Yeah.
It was great to have you back on. You're more than welcome to come back on whenever you like. But I hope you're successful this Friday. I will not disrespect Ricky Morton by no means. I like Ricky Morton, but I don't know his son, and his son could be like that. I've watched a couple of his matches on NWA.
What'd you think? Were you impressed?
I can't say I was impressed because I can't really tell you I remember them too well, but I know I've seen him wrestle.
Exactly. So, he's the shit, bro.
I'm not even trying to be mean to the kid. I'm just saying, like, I've seen him wrestle a few times, and I don't know. They weren't like standout performances where I was like, I want to post this guy on my page.
Terrible.
And, like, I need to share.
He is terrible. I'm going to blow him up. I'm going to show him that you need to be in the gym in order to do this sport. You can't just show up, put some tights on, get a spray tan, and put a bunch of baby oil on yourself and call yourself a professional wrestler. You have to do the work. And Kerry Morton does not do the work. He depends on Daddy to get every single thing for him. And I'm going to expose him in my home city, and I'm going to have fun doing it.
Well, I hope you do. And once again, no disrespect to Ricky Morton. But I don't know Kerry Morton, and I hope everyone will tune in to NWA 312 this Friday. If you guys can't be there live in Illinois, you can watch it. You can
Fight
order
TV.
It.
Order the pay-per-view. Fight TV. The event is sold out.
The event is sold out. So you can't go there now if you listen to this already. But if you can still order it on Fight TV.
How ironic that the event sold out once they announced that it was me versus Kerry for the title. As soon as they announced that, all of a sudden, hey, we're sold out. We're sold out. I'm just saying, look where the money's at, because they already announced that Kerry was going to be there. They never announced that I was going to be there. Once they announced it was Joe Alonzo versus Ricky Morton's son, the tickets sold out. So you can go to Fight TV and you can order the pay-per-view and you can watch history. And one day, years down the line, 20, 30 years from now, if Ricky Morton's son is still wrestling, they could be like, oh, yeah, Ricky Morton's son, Kerry Morton, yeah, he wrestled Joe Alonzo one time when Joe Alonzo first took off. That's what they'll remember Kerry as. They'll remember Kerry as not only Ricky Morton's son, his legacy will be the guy that Joe Alonzo stepped on to get to the next level.
And before I ask you one last question or one last thing that I'll let you do, I do want to say the floor is open for Kerry Morton if he ever wants to come on the show and defend his side of the case. I know it might be after the match, but if you want to rebuttal to Joe Alonzo, you're more than welcome on the show, because I don't know you like that personally yet, but I'd like to get to know you and hear what you want to say about this episode and what Joe Alonzo said about you.
I said you're not missing out. You're not missing out.
Like, can he talk? Yeah.
Like on the mic, or can he cut a promo?
Yeah, like, can he cut a promo?
So can he talk? Okay, so I do leave this in here. Justin has some Canadian Wi-Fi, and it was messing all up.
We're not leaving this in here.
Leave it in here?
Time out. Also, I'm in California.
Canadian Wi-Fi. Listen, you're connected to your home and in Canada. That's why it's all messing up. But
I'm in California. Go on. Can Kerry Morton talk?
Kerry can't talk. No. He talks like he watched a movie and he's reciting lines, and I'm like, I don't know. He's a dork. You should hear him just talk in front of girls. He gets all dorky and goofy. The dude's a goober. He's just goofy. He's a dork. He is a wrestling fan who put on wrestling tights and got in the ring. He's a dork. Kerry can't do anything. Literally anything. I want just do your homework and just look up Kerry Morton promo, Kerry Morton match, anything. You won't be impressed. No, I won't,
for sure. And you know what? I am inviting him. There's an open invitation for him to come on the show and talk to me and see what he's all about. Because I'm only hearing one side of the story, and I am agreeing with you because you've sold me on it like a good salesman. But I'm intrigued about Ricky Morton's son, Kerry Morton. I want to see what he's about. So once again, open invitation, Joe, to wrap things up. If there was anything you want to say to Ricky Morton's son to wrap this up about this Friday, what do you want him to know for sure?
Kerry, it's nothing personal. I think you're probably a good guy deep down, and I know you got a lot of feelings, and I kind of talked a lot of crap, and I might have hurt your feelings, and I'm sorry, because I feel like maybe I said some stuff that personally might attack you with like your mental health and stuff like that. And I do apologize. It's all just for the love of the game of professional wrestling. And I'm just trying to hype up Kerry, I don't give a shit, bro. You little goofy ass. Nah, I don't give a damn. I'm just messing around. But no. Nothing. I
couldn't take you seriously anyways. But go on.
You said what?
I couldn't take you seriously anyways.
Dude, yeah, no. Dude, I don't give a shit. This is what's going to happen. Only thing Kerry needs to know is show up, get your payday, your booking, whatever, because he likes to brag about stuff like that and talk like he's got it like that. He's trying to be Flair without having Flair money. Kerry, show up, my home city, NWA 312. It's sold out event because they announced me in my home city. I, Joe Alonzo, will become the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. You can buy it on Fight, watch history, and Kerry, he will finally have his own legacy. He will be the guy that went down by Joe Alonzo.
And that's all he had. That's all he wrote, guys. We'll see you all next time. Keep doing the thing. Order the show on Fight TV. Check out NWA 312. Joe Alonzo versus Kerry Morton for the Junior World Heavyweight Championship. Ricky Morton in the corner of
Junior
Kerry Morton.
Heavyweight Championship.
Junior Heavyweight Championship. My bad. And keep doing the thing. We'll see you all next time. Ooh, yeah. Dig it.
Cringe.
It's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.